Sparking debate in the scientific community. The object is called 3I Atlas.
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 There's something out there right now, moving through our solar system at 58 kilometers per second. That's 209,000 kilometers per hour. Fast enough to cross the United States in 90 seconds. We've been watching it since July, tracking it, measuring it, trying to understand what the hell it is. And every time we think we've got it figured out, it does something that makes no sense. 3 weeks ago, it flew past the sun, close enough that the heat should have torn it apart. But it didn't break. Instead, it changed. It got 400 times brighter, changed color from green to blue, the opposite direction any comet should go. And then it fired off 7 distinct jets of gas in different directions, including toward the sun, defying the solar wind that should be pushing everything away. Oh, and it's glowing green for reasons we can't explain. Emitting nickel at distances where metal shouldn't vaporize. Holding a course so steady it looks deliberate. And today, we're breaking down 3I Atlas, the third interstellar object ever detected entering our solar system. And the strangest thing NASA has observed in decades. Before we go any further though, quick thing. This story is developing fast. By the time you finish this video, there might be new data. If you want to stay on top of every weird twist this thing throws at us, hit subscribe now. Because what's coming next? Nobody saw it coming. Let's start with what we know. And then we'll get into what we don't know, which is a much longer list. July 1st, 2025. Chile. The Atlas Telescope, Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, was doing what it does every night, scanning the sky, looking for rocks that might threaten Earth. 4 30-second exposures, routine survey images, but in those images, something appeared. Moving, fast. At first, they labeled it A11PL3Z, just another space rock. Happens all the time. Then, astronomers started tracing its path backward, and they realized something. This thing wasn't from here. Its orbit was hyperbolic. Eccentricity value of 6. For reference, anything above 1 means the object isn't bound to the sun. It's just passing through. 6 is extreme. That's an orbit so open, so fast, that this object came from interstellar space. And suddenly, A11PL3Z had a new name. 3I Atlas, the third interstellar visitor ever detected. The first was Oumuamua in 2017. A cigar-shaped mystery that baffled scientists and sparked alien theories that still haven't died. The second was Borisov in 2019. An icy comet that looked more normal, almost boring by comparison. But 3I Atlas, this one's different. It's massive. Early estimates put it at 10 kilometers across. Later revised to 5.6 kilometers by Hubble. But even that makes it 10 times larger than Borisov and 20 times larger than Oumuamua. It's fast, moving at 58 kilometers per second, almost double the speed of the previous interstellar visitors. And it's active. It has a coma, a fuzzy halo of gas and dust surrounding the nucleus. It has a tail. And as we're about to see, it has behavior that doesn't fit any model we've built. September 7th, 2025, Namibia. Two astrophotographers, Michael Jaeger and Gerald Rayman, were out in the desert during a lunar eclipse. Perfect conditions, darkest sky possible. They pointed their cameras at 3I Atlas, and the comet was glowing green. Now, comets can turn green. It's not unheard of. It happens when diatomic carbon, C2, molecules in the coma get hit by UV light from the sun and fluoresce around 518 nanometers. Simple chemistry. Happens all the time. Except here's the problem. 3I Atlas doesn't have C2. In September, scientists analyzed the comet's spectrum using telescopes across the globe. They measured the ratio of diatomic carbon to cyanide in the coma. Result? 3I Atlas is one of the most carbon-depleted comets we've ever seen. It has almost no C2, so why the hell is it glowing green? Nobody knows. The leading theory is that maybe C2 production ramped up suddenly, that the comet started outgassing something it wasn't before. But that's speculation. We don't have proof. What we do have is an object that's breaking rules left and right. Because the green glow, that's just the start. Let's talk about what's in this thing. When the James Webb Space Telescope turned its infrared eyes on 3I Atlas in August, it found something strange. The coma, the cloud of gas surrounding the nucleus, is dominated by carbon dioxide, not water, CO2. That's backwards. Most comets are water-rich. Water ice sublimates when heated by the sun, creating the coma and tail. But 3I Atlas has 8 times more CO2 than water. That's alien chemistry. Not in the extraterrestrial sense, but in the "this doesn't match anything from our solar system" sense. It suggests this comet formed in a carbon-rich environment. Maybe around a red dwarf star, where temperatures were cold enough for CO to condense and incorporate into the comet during formation. But here's the kicker. 3I Atlas was already active when it was 6 astronomical units from the Sun. That's beyond Jupiter's orbit. That's where sunlight is weak. Most comets don't start outgassing until they're around 3 AU or closer. But 3I Atlas was releasing gas much earlier, suggesting it contains hypervolatile materials. Stuff that sublimates at lower temperatures than water ice. Nitrogen maybe, or hydrogen. And then there's the nickel. Observations detected nickel vapor in the coma. Which is weird because metal doesn't vaporize unless you're really close to the sun, close enough that the heat is intense. But 3I Atlas was releasing nickel when it was still between Mars and Jupiter, far from the sun, not hot enough to vaporize metal, unless something else is generating heat, something internal. Now, before you jump to conclusions, yes, rocket engines use nickel alloys, and yes, rocket exhaust contains nickel vapor, but let's not go there yet. Let's see what else this thing does. Here's something most people don't realize about comets. They wobble. As a comet approaches the sun, it heats up. Ice sublimates. Gas jets shoot out from the surface. Those jets act like tiny thrusters, pushing the comet around. We call this non-gravitational acceleration, or NGA. It's normal, every comet does it. Borisov, our previous interstellar visitor, wobbled around 100 kilometers per day due to NGA. Hale-Bopp, one of the biggest comets in our solar system, shifted about 10 kilometers per day. Oumuamua, over 1,000 kilometers per day at certain points. Now guess how much 3I Atlas was wobbling as it approached the sun. 1.5 kilometers per day. That's it. Almost nothing. For 5 months, from May through October, 3I Atlas held an absurdly straight course. No deviation, no wobble. Just a clean trajectory through the solar system. That's not normal. That's the kind of stability you'd expect from something being steered. And then it reached perihelion, closest approach to the Sun, on October the 29th. And suddenly, everything changed. October 29th, 2025. 3I Atlas swings past the Sun at 1.4 AU, just inside Mars's orbit. We couldn't see it directly. Earth was on the opposite side of the Sun. But two satellites equipped with coronagraphs, GOES and SOHO, were watching. And they saw something nobody expected. First, the brightness surge. 3I Atlas got 400 times brighter in a matter of days. Most comets brighten by a factor of 10 to 100 when they approach the Sun. This was off the charts. Then, the color shift. It went from green to blue, not red, blue. The opposite direction you'd expect from a comet heating up and releasing more dust. Blue means something specific is being emitted, something that scatters short wavelength light. We don't know what. And then, the acceleration. On October 29th, 3I Atlas suddenly experienced 200 kilometers per day of non-gravitational acceleration. That's 133 times more than it had been showing for the previous 5 months. It wasn't wobbling anymore. It was moving, deliberately, away from the Sun, yes, but also shifting trajectory in ways that don't match typical comet outgassing. And with that movement came the most dramatic visual change yet. November 8th, 2025. 9 days after perihelion. New images of 3I Atlas came in, and scientists just stared. The comet wasn't just outgassing, it was firing off 7 distinct jets of gas and dust. Most of them pointed away from the Sun, which makes sense. Solar wind pushes material outward. But 2 of the jets were pointing toward the Sun, fighting against the solar wind. That's not how comets work, and these weren't random puffs of gas. They were structured, distinct, powerful enough to remain visible despite the comet rotating once every 16 hours. Normally, rotation smears outgassing into a single fuzzy tail. But 3I Atlas's jets stood out individually. That means they were strong, really strong. 1 day later, the jets merged into a massive plume. 3 million kilometers long, stretching away from the Sun, like smoke from a fire. But even then, there was a second, smaller tail pointing toward the Sun, an anti-tail, about 1 million kilometers long. This is the same feature astronomers noticed back in the summer when 3I Atlas was still between Mars and Jupiter. Except now it's bigger, and it's happening at perihelion, where solar wind should be blowing everything away. It's not making sense. And the fact that 3I Atlas survived this, didn't fragment, didn't break apart, tells us one thing. This object is massive, dense, strong. Maybe it really is 10 kilometers across, maybe larger, but whatever it is, it's not fragile. All right, deep breath. Let's talk about something wild. In 1977, astronomers at Ohio State University detected a radio signal from deep space. It lasted 72 seconds. Incredibly powerful. Narrowband frequency at 1420 megahertz, the hydrogen line, the most universal frequency in the cosmos. They called it the WOW signal because someone literally wrote WOW on the printout. We never heard it again, and we never figured out what caused it. But we know where it came from, the direction of the constellation Sagittarius. Now, astronomers have traced 3I Atlas's trajectory backward through space. And guess where it came from? Sagittarius. Same general direction as the WOW signal. In 1977, 3I Atlas would have been far beyond Pluto, entering the outer solar system. Is it possible the WOW signal came from this object? Maybe. It's speculative, probably coincidence. But the timing fits, the direction fits, and if something out there wanted to announce its arrival, blasting out a narrowband signal on the hydrogen line, recognizable to any civilization with radio astronomy, would be the way to do it. Just a theory. Not saying it's aliens, but I'm not saying it either. We can't see it directly. It makes its closest approach to Earth 1.6 AU away. That's still over 600 times farther than the Moon. Not close, but close enough for every major telescope on the planet to get a clear look. Hubble, James Webb, Gemini Observatory, ground-based arrays with adaptive optics. We're about to get the best data we've ever had on this thing, and scientists are scrambling to figure out what they're looking at before it leaves forever. Because here's the thing, 3I Atlas is on a hyperbolic orbit. It's not coming back. Once it swings past us, it's gone, back into the depths of interstellar space, accelerating away at 58 kilometers, heading God knows where. This is our only chance to study it, and the questions are piling up faster than we can answer them. Why is it glowing green when it shouldn't have the chemistry for it? Why is it releasing nickel at distances where metal shouldn't vaporize? Why did it hold such a steady course for months, then suddenly accelerate during perihelion? Why the 7 jets? Why the anti-tail fighting solar wind? And most importantly, what is this thing? Is it a comet? An asteroid? A fragment of a shattered planet from another star system? Or is it something else? Look, I'm not saying 3I Atlas is alien technology, but I am saying it's doing things no natural comet should do. And the more we learn, the weirder it gets. Maybe there's a natural explanation. Maybe we just don't understand interstellar comets yet. Maybe carbon-depleted, CO2-rich, nickel-emitting objects are normal where this thing came from, and we've just never seen one before. Or maybe, just maybe, there's something more going on here. Every telescope we have will be pointed at this object. And whatever we find, it's going to change how we think about what's out there. Because whether it's a rock or something else, one thing's for sure. 3I Atlas came from somewhere far away. It survived a journey through interstellar space that should have destroyed it. And it arrived here just as our sun hit peak activity, just as we had the technology to detect and study it. That's not just luck. That's a 1 in a million event, and we get to watch it unfold in real time. Thanks for watching. If you want updates on what happens when 3I Atlas makes its closest pass in December, you know what to do. Subscribe, and you won't miss it. Drop a comment with your wildest theory about what this thing is. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep your eyes on the sky, because something's out there, and it's coming closer.